Under these Fort Greene skies, a teenage love. In the heart of Brooklyn lives many people in the community. Fort Greene, Brooklyn holds a mirror to the soul of urban America, a melting pot of resilience, ambition, dreams, and struggle. The Fort Greene Projects, a sprawling public housing complex, encapsulates the vibrant and tumultuous life of a ghetto neighborhood. It's a representation of urban America where diverse personalities, intersecting histories, and layered narratives create a living, breathing tapestry of survival and hope. First, you got the hustlers and the go-getters. Fort Greene is alive with those who hustle to make ends meet. From the man at the bodega flipping lotto tickets to the young street vendors hawking mixtapes or knockoff designer goods, these individuals are the lifeblood of the informal economy. They represent the unyielding drive of those determined to carve out a space in a system often rigged against them. Some run side gigs while holding down low-paying jobs, embodying the essence of street smarts and perseverance. Second, the elders, keepers of history, the older restaurants of the Fort Greene Projects are the neighborhood's unofficial historians. Many migrated from the South during the Great Migration, bringing with them tales of Jim Crow, family recipes, and the blues. They are often found sitting in folding chairs outside the apartment blocks, swapping stories or keeping a sharp eye on the younger generation. Their wisdom serves as both a warning and a guide. Third, the dreamers for every corner filled with struggle. There are young dreamers staring out of their narrow windows, envisioning a future beyond the confines of the projects. Aspiring rappers, poets, athletes, singers, dancers, and entrepreneurs hone their craft in neighborhood studios, on basketball courts, or in late-night brainstorming sessions. Their ambitions are fueled by both the grit of their surroundings and the desire to rise above them. Fourth, the caregivers, single mothers, grandmothers, and elder siblings often carry the emotional and financial weight of entire households. They embody strength, ensuring their children are fed, attend school, and dream of a better life. These caregivers are the foundation upon which families are built, often juggling multiple jobs and navigating systemic obstacles to provide a semblance of stability. Fifth, the invisible workers, a quiet yet essential segment. These are the janitors, home health aides, and bus drivers who keep the city functioning. Often overworked and underpaid, they rarely have time to pause, but their resilience is remarkable. They rise before dawn, often unnoticed, and return home late to rest in the projects that may not reflect their aspirations, but remain their reality. 6. The street philosophers. Fort Greene stoops are not just hangout spots. They are stages for debates on politics, religion, and neighborhood gossip. The street philosophers, unofficial pundits, armed with sharp wit and a cigarette, offer commentary on everything from local elections to global crisis. They are a voice for the community's collective consciousness, blending humor, cynicism, and raw truth. Back at Jaleesa's house, Jaleesa and two of her friends had a girls' night at her house. They doing the usual that most young girls do, talk about boys. There are a few cute boys at school. I just don't know which one I can bag. Well, I don't care who you bang as long as it's not my man, Joe Paul. Oh God, he don't pay you no mind. I mean, he fine as hell. He probably thinks he's too good for us. You buggy, don't you see all of this? A girl like me who look this good? I know he can't pass me up. I look gooder than a mother ucker. Yeah, you bad, but you're too stuck up. I bet he don't like stuck up girls. Malik is a cutie also, and he likes you a lot, Jaleesa. Well, Malik is kinda cute. He's not really my type. Why you gotta play a black boy like that? Just 'cause he not all light-skinned with good hair don't mean he ain't good looking.
Well, alright then, holla at Malik then. I mean, Malik, he fine, but Javon is fine. I can't wait to get under him. I need him in my life. And in between your legs, you little hoe. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, I'll be his little hoe. I'm fine with that.
Number 7. The artist. Fort Greene is a cradle for creativity, whether it's graffiti, murals, reclaiming public space, or the beat of drum circles in nearby parks. The projects are alive with artistic expression. Many artists use their work to reflect the struggles and joys of the community, creating beauty in unexpected places. Javon Michael Lee knew he was fly, from his fresh Nike kicks to his designer jackets, and everyone at school in the block noticed. At 15, with his golden tan skin and jet black silky hair, he stood out. His mom, Victoria, was proud of her pretty boy. Javon was a light-skinned, half-Asian treasure. She raised him, his brother Prince, and little sister Janet in the heart of Fort Greene projects. Even though life was a little rough, she made sure her kids were well-dressed and her apartment was the flyest in the building. They were living the pretty high life, but they were holding it down. Javon's 16-year-old brother Prince was a true character. Was kind of tall, skinny, with a caramel skin tone, and a love for all things Prince, the artist. He wore his hair styled like him and made sure to show off his love for music and flair. Janet, the youngest, was 12 and struggling with insecurities, especially about her darker skin. She felt out of place with her light-skinned brothers, and that made her pretty angry. Javon noticed but wasn't sure how to help. All he knew was that he had to look out for her. They were family after all. Down the hall in the same building, Jaleesa lived a life of her own. At 15, she was known for her beauty. She had a cocoa brown complexion with an hourglass figure, and when she walked through the projects, heads turned. Her dad spoiled her, giving her everything she wanted, while her mom, Marie, rolled her eyes and muttered about her daughter getting everything handed to her. Marie, petite and dark-skinned, worked hard and felt like she was losing Jaleesa to her father's money and indulgence. Jaleesa had her own struggles, though. She had a crush on Javon, like half the girls in the school, and it drove her crazy that he seemed so out of reach. Javon was always surrounded by friends, a group of boys who idolized him, not just because of his looks, but his attitude. Even the way he shrugged when someone threw shade at him seemed so cool. He wasn't like the rest of the kids in the projects. He had that designer flair, a smooth, mixed look, and an air of mystery about his life. Javon didn't care for the lifestyle his Asian father tried to pull him into. He was all about Fort Greene, even if he sometimes felt like he didn't fit there either. Jaleesa's friends were jealous of her crush on Javon, especially when he started noticing her more. She could tell his glances lingered on her longer than before, making her friends give her the cut side eyes and muttered words. But Jaleesa didn't care. Javon noticing her was worth every bit of the drama. She dreamed of him every night, how they would become a power couple around the neighborhood. Javon started feeling the tug. Despite his guarded attitude, something about Jaleesa's beauty and confidence got to him. Soon he started leaning against her locker, whispering things that made her heart race, making her friends seethe with envy. Javon's family life wasn't perfect either. Victoria was a strong black woman, and she ran her own business. She had her own boutique store. But Victoria had been through hell with the father of her two youngest kids, Larry, who had cheated on her and drank his way through life until she finally threw him out for good. Javon watched his mother work hard to keep their lives together. She never let them feel like they were without, even if she been without so much herself. But with his Asian dad's support, Javon always felt a little different. His dad was a pretty wealthy businessman, and he made sure Javon had what he needed, but was disconnected from the project life Javon called home. Javon hated the days he spent with his father, where dinners were too quiet and the food tastes too strange for his taste. He always rushed back to the projects, back to his world, even if it meant dealing with a constant struggle. Janet is in the bathroom. She stares at herself for a moment. Thoughts are running in her head. And sometimes she don't like what she sees in the mirror. It's so wrong to be this dark. I feel invisible anyways. Now I have to go to school and face these demonic kids. Let's go, Janet. You're gonna be late. Janet is always a well-dressed child, and she knows it. Kids seems to think they can call her names like Blackie. Little do they know, Janet always fires back. Why you so black? Why you so dumb? You come to school to learn, yet you still know nothing.
Well, at least I look better than you.
No, you don't. You only think that. I dress better than you with your bummy self. Hey, we don't talk to one another that way. Now apologize to one another. I will not apologize. She's calling me names. Make her apologize. Fine. I will call both of your parents. School was a whole different battlefield. Javon's designer clothes made him a target, and some of the older boys didn't take too kindly to his pretty boy looks. Yo, if any of you got a problem, we could do this right now. You want to catch these hands? We could do that. Javon, I never wanted to fight you. I was tired of my girl always talking about how fly you was. That ain't my problem. Check your girl. Plus, she not my type. I don't even like yellow bones. Fights were inevitable, and Javon had to throw a few punches to prove he wasn't just a face, but had hands to back it up. His friends stayed loyal, hyping him up and looking out for him, Jaleesa watching afar, and she felt her crush grow even stronger. She would get really jealous when other girls dared to get close to him, but she knew she had something special with Javon. He was starting to like her back, and that was enough to keep her world spinning. Occasionally, Javon and Jaleesa would see one another because, they lived on the same floor. One day, Jaleesa and Javon was in the hallway talking to one another. What up, Jaleesa? Everything good? Well, it would be if you stop acting like you don't see me. Come on, stop that. I just be chilling with my boys. Oh, word? Just don't give that away to nobody. Well, I won't. Don't be too long. A girl got needs. Jaleesa, you too pretty be talking like that. But I like that. Don't give nothing away. Yo, I gotta bounce. I'ma call you tonight. Whatever, Javon. Always playing hard to get. You know other boys want this. Javon and Jaleesa looked at one another. Jaleesa hated the thought that she will have big competition with other girls. She knew she had to act fast. She wondered what was going through his mind. She thought maybe she was playing too desperate. She just knew hugging him felt so right. She didn't want to let go, but he also showed her how much he respected her. As Javon and Jaleesa's friendship grew, so did the tension. Jaleesa's friends didn't hide their jealousy, and the boys in Javon's circle watched him, hoping some of his shine would rub off. Javon knew he had an image to keep, and the more he liked Jaleesa, the harder it got to keep up that cool exterior. The projects was unforgiving, and any sign of softness would be mocked. But he couldn't deny it. Jaleesa was different, and he'd do anything to keep her in his life. Their lives tangled in crushes, jealousy, and family struggles were just beginning to unfold in the heart of Fort Greene, and the journey ahead promised secrets, betrayals, and moments of love and loyalty that would test them all.